to the Holy Shhh Podcast for NXT September 24th. It's your boy Ron T, the Icon.
Your boy AB from DET.
My name is Chuck Jordan.
And this is the post show for NXT. And had a couple surprises. This one. And the show kicked off with Kelani Jordan versus Ren Sinclair for the NXT Women's North American Championship. And honestly, I was afraid because Kelani Jordan came out first.
I thought the same thing.
And normally when that happens, they drop the title, but Kelani came out on top after Ren Sinclair missed a dive outside of the ring, hitting her no quarter catch crew teammates. Kelani capitalized and got the win. But this was a really good match. It was a technical match, a technical wrestling match. It wasn't a lot of high flying. Of course, Kelani's going to do some, but yeah, it was very technical. I was surprised. Actually, no, I wasn't surprised because Ren Sinclair has been actually impressing me recently, especially with her technical wrestling skills. I think I was more impressed with Kelani's technical wrestling skills. Chuck, I know Kalani's your girl. What did you think of this match?
I said it once and I'm gonna say it again. All we do is win with the last name of Jordan. Okay. No, just bull jiving. Thought this was a great match. I really love when they partner somebody outside of your style to where we can see you doing elements that we didn't really see you do before. Sort of how we were talking before, like last week with Bianca and Io, how you got strength versus Sky. You know, they and show that they both can do each one. So it's like I like when they making Kalani step out of her element of normally she's always a high flyer and doing these big moves to where no, let's grapple a little bit. Let's strong arm each other today. And I thought it was a hell of a match. I love this as an opener. I think Abe was even in the group chat saying, "Man, this is entertaining." I just was at work agreeing with him, like, "Yeah, this is good."
Yeah, and Abe did text us. He said Kelani and Ren is cooking. So what did you think of this match?
I thought the match was incredible. It's just like you said, they was giving me a different style. I felt the no quarter catch crew rubbing off on Ren Sinclair on the way they wrestle, and hence that rubbed off on Kelani. So this was like a really good technical match. And Ren Sinclair, I don't know, man. It is something. Ever since she joined the no quarter catch crew, her charismatic character, the funniness, and the fact that she can actually go in the ring, I'm seeing something in her. We already know what Kelani is built of, but Ren Sinclair is seriously impressing me, man. It's just that whole NXT women's roster. They got, hands down, the best female wrestling roster in all of professional wrestling.
I agree.
Sorry,
I
I don't have a
agree.
button.
And you said I don't have a button.
I don't have a button.
I don't have one either. But yeah, I agree with you. Every match I see Kelani grow and get better, and Ren Sinclair is finding her character a whole lot more, and she's becoming a lot more charismatic, and she's definitely a future star, especially if you keep this up.
Yeah, 100%.
And after the commercial break, we got a press conference, which was going on throughout NXT. They had the NXT press conference where it was Ethan Page saying that he was going to make sure that CM Punk was not a factor in their match. So he went to go look for him, and then they went backstage, and he was having a conversation with Trick Williams, saying that Trick, he was not going to play favorites. He's going to call it right down the middle, and may the best man win. I like the way that they put these two segments together. Just to let you know where CM Punk stands, and knowing that CM Punk and Ethan Page have a history, I think they're gonna, they're feeding into that just a little bit. Abe, what do you think?
I love that AEW reference that he made, earlier. But yeah, that was dope. I like Ethan Page and how he's carrying the company right now. And the more I watch him, the more I see him develop, the more I don't think Trick is gonna win that title, man. I just don't
Yeah,
see it happening.
Chuck, what are your thoughts?
Great. I like the build up. I'm really loving how, like, I don't want to say it now, but I even like when Ethan finally did talk to Punk. I like when Punk said Punk. I think Punk's gonna call it down the middle. He has no other reason to. It's his city. He definitely wanted him to put on the show, and this is the type of match you need where the bad guy can't get over on just his antics, but the good guy actually has to put in the work to really win. And I believe I'm with Abe. I think the bad guy will win, but it's now he's going to be legitimate. Like now I've legit won it, and not just I got knocked out and won it, and I low blow somebody and won it. Like no, you're going to win it, and we're going to really see what Ethan Page is made of. But we already know Ethan Page can really go, but now the world of NXT will be able to see like no, he's a legit threat to the belt.
I agree. So no flukes, Ethan Page. You got to win it straight up, and
Straight up.
I'm with it. I think after that though, we had a segment was the Grayson Waller effect, where they had the tag team champions Axiom and Nathan Frazier out there, and there was this line that Axiom said while they were sitting there. He says that I don't know how it happened, but we become the Grim Reapers of NXT tag teams, and he named all the tag teams that they put out of NXT. Basically, they beat them and they went on to the main roster. And then Nathan Frazier brings to the attention that Austin Theory's name or his picture isn't in any of the photos or anything for the Grayson Waller effect, which made Austin Theory say, "Hey, man, that's true. Why? I don't even have a picture. What's going on?" So to avoid answering the question, Grayson Waller deflects and punches Nathan Frazier in the face and caused a big brawl. So they had to be broken up and therefore avoiding the question, but it further planting the seeds of doubt between Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. I think this was a good segment in order to continue to do what they've been doing on the main roster with planting them seeds of doubt, and kind of like how they were doing with the New Day, but they've been slow rolling a little bit. So I'm thinking that within at least the next pay-per-view, probably Bad Blood, we will probably see it. But how long do you think A-Town Down Under has?
I have no clue. Between A-Town Down Under and the New Day, just end it. Put them all in a room and hit the detonation button. Blow all of them to hell. I'm just sick of it. Who knows when it's going to end? It's just a never-ending story. But as far as Fraxium, Shawn Michaels got this thing in NXT that I'm starting not to like a little. I understand you want to develop everyone's mic skills, but some wrestlers shouldn't talk. Some wrestlers should just be incredible wrestlers. I remember back in the day, WCW, some cruiserweights, you never heard them on the mic. Ever, rarely. They didn't get segments, but they were just on fire. And whenever I hear Fraxium, I know they're incredible wrestlers, but when they talk, the gimmicks have not matured yet to me. So it's like they just lower themselves a little bit. Less talking, more wrestling.
Chuck, you agree with that?
Yeah,
He said, "Yeah, that's it."
and
Actually, I think I
even
like
to go a little
Axiom though.
further, and even to go a little further with the I know we always say certain things got to be put in a pressure cooker and just let it watch. But certain things need to just go in the goddamn microwave and hurry up and get the damn timer over with. And
Right.
this with the Austin and it just needs to be over. Like just end this. A Town Down Under, New Day. There's like one other segment, Live versus Rhea. Like let's just set the microwave to 1 minute and bing, get it out of there. Cause
Right.
it's y'all slow cooking
It's
to
dragging
where don't
along.
nobody
Yeah,
want it. Nobody want it no more.
Exactly.
they didn't let all the broth cook out. It's time to. It's
All the
done.
broth
Yeah.
is gone.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't nobody want to eat it no more. It's like, who made this dish?
Right, man. Who
But
made this? Who made this hot
speaking
pocket in a smoker?
speaking of something that nobody wants, though,
Hot
backstage
pocket.
they have Ashanti Diodonis is still striking out with the ladies, but it seemed like he kind of caught the eye of Carmen Petrovich because she had a match, a tag match with Brinley Reese coming up later on, and she wasn't focused. She was watching where he was going. So we'll see if that made if that played later on. You shake your head. I don't know. I don't know what that was about. She was looking like maybe I heard. Maybe she heard that once you go black. I don't know. She was looking.
Hey, dog, all I was gonna say, bro. Every corny guy, that might just be
It-
his one and only baddie.
oh yeah, he
'Cause
got
he ain't get nobody else.
yeah.
He got her attention though. She goofy enough to pay attention.
I know. I don't know. She got the martial arts skills though. But Hank and Tank versus Gallows and Anderson was next, and Gallows and Anderson came out with brand new music, a new look, and a new attitude to look like. But Hank and Tank were more resilient and came up with the win with the Good Brothers. Chuck, were you impressed with Hank and Tank? I think they get better every week.
This is why I was saying about Xavier going to NXT and helping out the young guys, and you was like, no, he a Hall of Fame or Hall of Fame first. But look at how they're elevating these guys and making them look good. Xavier and Kofi have nothing to do on the main roster. Bring them down here if you want to keep them as the New Day, and let them help talent.
Well,
Still
they did
believe in
already
it.
do that before too. They brought them down and made them win the NXT tag team titles. I don't know if you remember that, but
Bring them back is what
hey,
I'm saying. They looked good
hey,
when they was down here before. Bring them back.
they did though. They did. Hey, what do you think?
As far as Gallows and Anderson, I saw a dope interview the other day with Triple H, and he kind of dove into his personal life. It wasn't an interview about wrestling; he was just talking about life in general. And he mentioned how a lot of people wouldn't know two of his best friends on the planet is Gallows and Anderson. And when I saw that interview, it all makes sense. These guys just keep getting chances because their best friend is the head creator of the company, but they are doing what they're supposed to do. Veterans putting over people. And yeah, I think from that standpoint, it's dope. And I really like Hank and Tank, man. That's another solid tag team I like seeing come up. I like their chemistry together. I like the name. It's very WWE superstar friendly. But
Mhm.
yeah, 100%, man. I'm all for that.
Yeah, and I like their development so far. But after that was a backstage
Hold on a
segment
minute.
with Cedric.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on a
Yeah,
minute. Am I the only one who watches Hank and Tank and wishes that they bring back Otis's partner?
man. No, you're not.
I just wanted to
Oh
throw that
wow.
out there
Yeah,
real
yeah. I
fast.
Yeah.
didn't
Like,
I did not think about it, but now it will be in my head now. You're right.
sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
They
ahead, Rob.
should
My bad.
never.
Chucky! And his ain't
That is
Chucky.
Ticky.
yeah. That is one team that they should not have split as early as they did because he didn't have nothing going for him, and now who knows where he is right now.
Right.
Um, but yeah, that I agree. I don't know why they did that. His name was Tucker something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah. Chucky.
Tucky.
Tucky. I thought you were saying Turkey. Talking about Otis. Turkey.
Tucky.
But they had a backstage segment after that with Abe's favorite wrestler, Cedric Alexander,
Oh my God.
and the young OG. They had a small little confrontation with Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, which led to a match that was coming on later on that night. But they had one part that was funny about this segment is that young OG was like, "Oh hey, KO, what's going on?" And both of them looked behind them like they were scared, and they went off laughing. So yeah, that I just wanted to say that because I thought that was pretty funny. Because
Hilarious.
I think Austin Theory played that pretty well.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
I will give Austin Theory this. He's very good at selling, whether it's a move or it's an emotion or something like that. So confusion, he's really good at selling. He's like
He's
EO
like
Sky is with the facial expressions.
a
If you
Dolph
ever pay,
Ziggler Jr. a little bit, you know?
yeah, if you pay attention to Austin
Yeah.
Theory, he does a really good job of that. But next was the Aura Mensa versus Lexis King. And this one actually surprised me because before the match, earlier in the day, earlier in the show, Lexis King seemed like he was trying to be a good sportsmanship, a big sportsman, and told him, may the best man win, shook his hand. had a little like a moment, a vulnerable moment with Ora Mensa, and then in the match, it seemed like he's turning over a new leaf. He did a dirty pin by putting his legs on the rope on his feet on the ropes, and then took his feet down and said, "You know what? No, I'm not gonna win like that." But then Ora Mensa turned it around and did the same thing to him and got the win. Abe, are you believing this new attitude with Lexus King, or do you think he has something up his sleeve?
I think he got something up his sleeve, and I just like him as a heel more. And that beard is a heel beard, and I do not want to see it disappear. So I'm just praying he don't go babyface because I need that beard to stay around. That is golden right there. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. It's one of them things like Chuck was saying. You gotta let this cook a little bit. Let's see where they're going. I don't want to judge it just yet.
Yeah, Chuck, what do you think?
I thought this was a great match, and I like the fact that he looked like he was going through something eternally.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't know why. I'm really big on the psyche of stuff, and it's like he looked like he was really fighting the I don't want to say the demon battlers in his head, but he was really fighting the demon battlers in his head. He was like, I don't want to do it like this, but only to lose like that. I was like, oh sweet.
Right.
yeah. The funny thing though, because what Abe was saying about the beard, I thought about that too. That's why I was laughing. I was just like, that beard says heel though. It's just
That's a
and
heel beard if you ever seen one, man.
and it's creative as hell. I don't want him to lose that beard either. Nobody got a
Right.
beard like that. That's very
Nobody.
authentic. But yeah, I think he does have a little something up his sleeve. I think they're gonna be trying to play with our heartstrings type of deal, just to do something different with Lexus King, so it's not repetitive every week. So I'm all for it, and I really want to see him string together some wins too, because I mean, that's Brian Pillman's son. Brian Pillman was one of the greatest heels in professional wrestling, and I want to see him ascend to at least that level. So we are watching Lexus King. We want to see how this turns out, and I hope it's something that's very entertaining.
Yep, we got our eyes on it.
Something else that we have our eyes on is this this training montage that they had with Tony D'Angelo preparing for Obafemi. They are leaning into this Rocky thing, aren't they?
They
They
are
We the
had the
heavily.
best. We the best. The best. We the best.
I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed it. Chuck, did you enjoy it as well?
No, I thought it was stupid and couldn't wait for it to be hurry be over with. Like I was
I
like,
don't
come on. Like I get the training montage, but the whole
the
he's just a
boxing thing at the
man.
end.
He's just a man. And then I was like, dog, like this whole like I was like, I get that they playing into the whole movies now, but y'all could have picked a different movie or different montage. This is just too predictable, too stupid.
I
And
think
I just was like,
I think I enjoyed
get
it
it
because
off
it
my
was
TV.
goofy. I enjoyed it because
Yeah.
it was goofy. Like I understood
And
what
I'm
they're
gonna be
doing.
honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. And if he wins, I'm gonna be now. If they
You
did this and he still loses, I'm going to be like, yes, it paid off for some reason. I don't know why, but all that goofiness paid off for him to lose because you need to be taking it serious. And right now, you're not taking it serious. You're doing all these little stupid film things. What are we talking about?
I think they're
Yeah.
trying to make it predictable to like, oh yeah, this he's gonna win, and that
Be
would
the
be pretty
best.
funny if he
Be
did.
the
With
best.
Abe, do you think this is where they're gonna go with it? They're gonna build it up to make you think that he's gonna be over and he's still gonna get squashed.
I hope that is where it's headed. I'm not gonna dog it like Chuck though. I enjoyed the segment. I thought it was entertaining, but it made me think of my guy Belt guy from Championship Culture. If y'all didn't see, we did an interview with him a couple of weeks ago. Go check it out. But in that interview, he was telling us why he didn't like Oba, and he said if you look at all the people Oba is fighting, they are great characters and great wrestlers, and they are carrying him. And when I looked at this segment and what's been going on with Tony, it's like they are literally belittling a great character just to build up Oba. Oba don't do nothing. He don't come out. He's not cutting no mics, good mic promos. He's not putting on matches in between this build up. It's just Tony building up Oba, and Oba don't have to do nothing but just be a big guy. So shout out Bell guy. I starting to see what he was saying, man, where Oba is being protected. And if he goes to the main roster and has to really talk, hold his own in the ring, he could be exposed just a little bit.
Yeah,
Um,
Oben might be
or
one of those guys that need a
Yeah,
mouthpiece.
yeah.
or or he might be like I don't want to put that much pressure on him, or he might be like the Beast incarnate. A lot of people just thought Beast couldn't really wrestle for a while. All he do was suplexes, but that was just the move sets that he wanted to do with certain people. But if you saw him when he got into certain matches, he showed like I can legit wrestle. Like I have a wrestling background. It's just the fact that from what I was told, from what I read on one time, it was like Vince told him was like, "You're too big to be doing a shooting star press. You're too big to be doing all these wrestling moves. Just go out, pick him up, slam him around, hit him with the F5, and call it a day." And he got used to being that's his payday. I'm gonna suplex you 10 to 20 times, different suplexes, 2 or 3 F5s, and then we're gonna pack it up and get out of here. So I'm hoping Oba actually has more wrestling in his artillery than what he's leading on, to where I don't have to do much right now. So I'm not going to do much until I have to. Till you put an opponent in there with me, like a Taker or a
Drew
Seth or
McIntyre or
or a
something like that.
Roman, or where when we seen Brock really wrestle was versus the Undertaker, versus the Seth, versus the Cena. You know what I'm saying? We saw him really wrestle. Everybody else suplex, F5 out of here. So I'm hoping Oba is built up like that, where he has something that we haven't seen yet. But as of right now, I actually got to agree with Abe. Like right now, he hasn't shown anything else. But I'm hoping that he has something else.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
think he's showing a lot of promise. But yeah, you're right. What are you saying?
I insulted Roxanne a few weeks ago. I insulted her because I said that her and Oba was on the same level. Hell no, they are not. Roxanne is leaps and bounds above Oba. And that is not no knock to Oba, but she can stand on her own. She can put people over. She don't need no help in that ring. So Oba still got some things to prove. He may have them in him. We just haven't seen them yet.
I
Yeah,
think it's one thing that also that has to be what that I'm impressed with Oba Femi is that he's only been wrestling, I believe, for a little bit over a year and a half or something like that. Like he's really new, and he caught on very well because of his athleticism. And as long as he continues to grow, and as long as they don't let him, and I don't think Shawn Michaels would just let him stay in this little box. I think his thing is to build future stars that can carry the business afterwards. So I'm pretty sure that they are working with him, and the reason why he's seeming protected right now is because they know what he can do with what his moveset is right now, and behind the scenes, hopefully they're working on whatever his weaknesses are, and try to make them strong. So
the best example I can give to what you just said, Ron, is how they did Braun Strowman. How when they brought him up, he only did like 2 moves, but come to find out, they said Bray and Luke Harper was and Eric Rowan. They was when they would get places, they was like really working with him on the moves. Where when he did break off by himself, we saw a whole different Braun Strowman. Like, oh, he can really go. Like, but it was
mm,
like they rushed him up. But when he rushed him up, he only had like 2 or 3 moves. But he gradually was learning to where after eventually, I mean, we see Braun now. He can hold his own.
yeah,
So I'm
I'm really
hoping Oba
hoping.
takes that same mental of don't stop learning. Keep being hungry to learn. Keep getting better. Because yeah, I'm done. My bad.
Yeah, I'm really hoping he holds this North American title and like breaks the record basically and be the longest reigning, and that'll give him more time in NXT and they don't rush him up there too fast. But then the next segment they had, of course, was the Riley Osborne versus Ridge Holland, and before the match started, Osborne jumps out of the ring and attacks Ridge Holland before the match even starts, and then he gets him in the ring, and it finally starts, and then it's pretty much a massacre at that point. He got some offense
Mm-hmm.
in, but Ridge Holland is too strong. He was too powerful, but he did not destroy Riley Osborne because after the match he attacked him, but Riley Osborne turned it around, and it got to the point to where he was kind of holding his own. That they had to have security come out and separate him
Is
and
that
hold
what
him
you
back.
saw?
But then the entire time, what he
Is
was
that what you
holding his
saw?
own. Hey, what happened to the other people though?
Is
The
that
other
is that
people
what,
at
is that what you
CSU.
saw? Because what I
when they
saw was every time he tried to get his hands on him, old girl kept getting in the way, and he
Thea,
wouldn't just throw her little butt out the way. Like
Man,
she was annoying me today. Like this is a man. Like y'all make it. He looked as strong as he was looking. He also looked so weak because he would throw this push to everybody. She stands there and he's just like she's kryptonite. He can't do nothing. I'm just like, come on, bro. I
Rich Holland's a
understand
monster, but a gentleman. That's what it is.
like I know
no, he
we in
need
the era that like they. That's what I'm saying. That he needs to just take her, put her through a table, Mae Young style, and just get her out of there.
Yeah,
I was just about to say that.
Thea was a bit much tonight. You said the same thing, Abe.
I was just about to say it, man. He took the words out of my mouth, man. He need to Mae Young her right through the goddamn table, man.
Dog, she
Take his career to a new level.
Yeah, really bring the heat. He'll be a next level heel. But yeah, I agree. But Riley did get the upper hand for a little bit. He didn't get
oh no,
mastered.
he did him. It was just the fact that as I was watching it, I was like, if she wasn't in the way, I think he would have ransacked through him, but he kept trying to go grab her. She'll jump in the way, and then
Yeah,
by the time he could get around her, my man was putting the offense back on him, and then by the time he would flip it, she jumped right back in front of him, and I'm like, what is she, kryptonite? Like pick her up and throw her, like you can do it respectfully, like just pick her up and have the security know that he's about to throw her into the security, where he
so
throws her into the security, and then he
Rich
goes and
Holland
attacks him again.
should do her
Yeah, I'm just saying you can
like what's
script
the
it to
name?
where
Did that
she's
guy in
really
the
not gonna.
crowd?
Yeah, like you can script it to where she's really not gonna get hurt, but
Yeah,
he needs to still show that nothing can stop me from destroying y'all whole university, and even her, considering she's part of the university.
Mhm.
Because right now she looks like every time you put her in the way, like a dog with a little fence in the way. Like no, like jump the fence, fool, run through it or something. I don't know. I did not like her today.
I hear
She
you.
annoyed me.
I think it's coming though. I think something's coming. They're leading up to that, to where eventually he's gonna get sick of Thea, and then yeah, maybe he'll take his healness to a new level.
Let's make youngest
Uh,
thing. Come on, I keep saying. I
yeah.
said it like 4 weeks straight. Let's just make youngest thing.
Speaking
Put her
of
through a
heels,
table.
speaking of heel to the next level, they did a little something like a little interview. It was supposed to be between Zachary Wentz and Wesley, and it reminded me of, was it Seth Rollins and what's his name, the bro, Matt Riddle, when they had that interview, and
Yeah.
after the interview, Seth Rollins said something slick, and he was like, "Where are you? Where are you?" They had one of those whole situations because before it even started, Zachary Wentz and Wesley were cussing at each other. They were bleeping words out. They was throwing insults back and forth, talking about his fiance, to
Man,
the point
I
to
thought
where,
Abe scripted this one.
yeah, he, he took that. It was like every other word they was bleeping out. But
That's what I thought Abe.
I
I was like,
like
Abe
the way
wrote this
this came
script.
off. I like the way this came off because it felt real. When they do this, sometimes it comes off corny, but the two times, I would say this time and the time with Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle, felt like it was actually like some little animosity there, to where
Well, Matt
he
Riddle
took
and
it
Seth
off.
Rollins really did have some beef between them.
Yeah.
Right.
So I know they've used this as inspiration, but Abe, did you script this one? What happened?
No, I did not. But I won't say the segment was corny. I'll get to what I thought was corny, but let me give some praise first for Zachary Wentz. Y'all was over. I think I showed y'all a pretty controversial picture of him and Trey. So I question
Mhm.
his manhood a little bit. But in this promo, he seemed a little tough, man. I like the cussing. It took him to a next level. I was like, oh man, he seemed like a real one. Like he was putting some real energy into this segment, his acting skills and all. But now to get to the corny part, Wesley, I see why he's a baby face. He should always be a baby face. Him trying to cuss, that came off corny to me. Like, bro, stop it. You that kid in high school who could do backflips in the field, and you just a cornball. You listen to what was that group called? With the black guy, he was in the band, and he was What was that name? It was a black guy. He was a lead
Hootie and the
singer.
Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish. Wesley is a Hootie and the Blowfish type of Negro. And I don't mind those type of Negroes, but just don't be
But not
trying
when
to
they
be
try to
all,
act tough.
hey, don't be who you're not. We know you're not that guy. Come on. But that was my only problem.
Actually, I actually thought Wesley looked like he listened to Gorillas back in the day. I'm happy.
Right.
Feeling sad.
Junior in the bed, I'm just like.
But Zach, one of them ones. I hit up Zach like, yo, we got some problems. Zach, pull up, man. I can tell he got that in him.
Yeah,
I enjoyed this segment today. Actually, caught each other in the hallway.
yeah, I was gonna
Because
say
then,
that.
then it's just like they was.
Right.
Like, I always hate that. Like, just don't let them find each other. Like, let them just go out in the parking lot and just turn the camera away as they go at it. Like we fed up with this type. I don't know. Just
They should have
you're
did that
right.
a
You're
little
right.
bit.
You're
Not
right.
let them get to each other, or
Yep.
hold
Yeah.
Zach back while Wesley's still talking trash and walk off or something like that.
Yep.
yeah. I would have just had Wesley talk trash and just walk right by him. Like, let her know not to come.
Right.
Now the next segment after this was Ava and called Lola Vice and Jada Parker, and we figured this was happening. It is official. It is going to be a tag match with Jada
If
Parker
you know,
and
you
Lola
know.
Vice versus Fatal Influence. And Chuck is very excited about this. We might get a double Chuck's angles from this match.
Man.
Chuck, Chuck been calling this for like 2 weeks now.
I've been saying for 2 weeks this was gonna happen.
So
Man.
I'm excited for this match. For the wrestling. I'm excited for the wrestling. We're just gonna
I'm ready for everything that they got to offer. The hip check in the corner. Jada got the hip check with the hypnotic. They both they this merchandise me, please. Let's do this.
Chuck gonna have candles for this match. You like
hey
candles
man,
and a glass of wine.
Lights, light a candle. Hey, I might not be here after the match. I might be indisposed.
You're a sick bastard.
So
that's why Chuck shit like this is why Chuck Angels is getting flagged every week. We got all types of strikes on our account.
This is not the reason. I don't even know what the reason is. I am very respectful of Chuck's Angels. I just get rude on this type of stuff. Hey, this is stuff we never get flagged for. When I'm actually being vulgar, as soon as I try to keep it to a tone, they be like, flag on the play. Flag. I'm like, what? I didn't even say nothing. But no, I love the fact. I wish we would have had Kalani talking to Ava first, but I love the fact that Kalani once said that they need to be put together. Now Ava's the one that's like, no, I don't care. Y'all being put together. So we're going to see it.
With it being 3 of them, Abe, and it is just 2 of them, do you think that whoever the third person is going to get involved, and then eventually we're getting Kalani joining in, and it'll be 3-on-3?
100%.
That's what I'm thinking is going to end up being.
100%. I can see that a mile away, man. Kalani, because she's the one who made the idea in the locker room a couple weeks ago. So 100% that's going to happen.
They don't even need her though.
Match too.
But they don't even
I'm also
need her.
I'm also all for this. I'm all for. I might be jumping the gun. Don't shoot me, but I'm all for Jada and Lola beating Bianca and Jay for those titles and upsetting the world. I'm all for that, man.
I think I want to see their chemistry together as a tag team first.
Yeah.
Now, if it's legitimate, I'm all for it as well. Chuck,
I'm all for it, man. Because
I'm up for it as long as it's like I said, I really want Jada and Bianca to have one of those down the road type of splits. But I would definitely love for them to take them in the future once they work on it, they gelling and learn moves together. Because right now they ain't got no moves that they can do together. Like I like when tag teams when like we seen what's your girls the witches when they be doing that little
Yeah.
The unholy union when they do they group moves. I love
Yeah, they
group
got
moves.
tag moves. Like, yeah, I like those too. I like when
Like
that's when you
like I loved
know
when
that's when you can call them a real tag team when they have moves that they can do together, like especially like a finisher. Like they had the
I was gonna say like
the D
you got the
three and the
3D,
shatter
the one
machine and all
D,
that stuff.
and what was the one move the Usos used to do, but they only did it when it was heels, where Jimmy would lock your leg up and Jay would come splashing down on it over and over again. I used to love
Oh
that one.
yeah, I know
Oh
you're talking
yeah.
about
Shout out the
But
Creed
yeah.
brothers and they finishing move. The
that
Creed
Brutus
ball.
bomb. I'm
Brutus
glad.
bomb is
Oh
nice.
yeah, hey bro, that should be a T-shirt. I was thinking that
Right.
the other day. That
I'm
should be
glad they
just have
had
a
to
big old dude just swinging, flying.
they had to remove that from their moveset for a minute until they got it down. Looks like they got it down now because
Yeah.
they was hurting themselves and some people at one point. All right, and we had one more match after this. Right before we had this face off between Roxanne and Julia that we get to, but it was Cedric Alexander and Javon Evans versus A Town Down Under, and this actually was a really good match. I thought Javon Evans looked really good. He's actually putting some weight on. He's not as
Yeah.
skinny anymore.
Yeah. I saw
I
that.
did notice that
I
he
saw
didn't
that.
look as small. So whatever they're doing with his diet, they should keep it up. And Cedric looked solid too. So I think this pairing between them two is actually pretty good. I don't know if it's just Cedric kind of helping him along as well, but whatever they're doing, I'm glad they put them together. But A Town Down Under got the win because Nathan Frazier was irate coming out there starting issues with A Town Down Under and caused the scene, and Nathan Frazier climbed up on the apron after was it Austin Theory while young OG was on the turnbuckle and he fell, and Austin Theory hit him with the A Town Down and got the win. So I'm guessing after they beat A Town Down Under, because I don't see them winning the tag titles. I'm thinking the next feud is probably going to be Cedric and Javon versus Axiom and Frazier, and maybe they'll be putting the titles on them. What do you think, Abe?
I hope not. I hope they refill catering and get Cedric's ass back there and let Javon blossom. I just don't like. I mean, behind the scenes, AEW made Cedric an offer. He didn't want to take it because of the beef that AEW had with his wife,
With his
Big
wife, yeah.
Swole. And now he's stuck here. He could be in AEW with Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin with the new Hurt Business, but he's steady here being a joke.
He signed a new like a long-term deal too, a little bit, wasn't it?
Idiot.
At least few years.
He just signed his fate away to mid card for life. He could have been big in AEW with his boys. Man.
Chuck, you just like you're not feeling the Cedric and Javon pairing?
No, not at all. And I feel like we missed the match. I want to talk about
what?
The Sleepy Psycho.
Oh yeah, you're right. I did miss that one.
Let's get to that after this stuff.
Yeah.
This was all right of a match. I was happy A Town Down got a dub.
Yeah, so it was the you're right. So we were talking about that whole thing with Rosemary and Wendy Chu versus Brinley Reese and Carmen Petrovich. And I would say this, Wendy Chu and Rosemary, that's a pretty good pairing between the two.
Yeah.
I think they feed off each other pretty well. They got good chemistry as a team. And I even say Carmen Petrovich and Brinley Reese got pretty good chemistry as a team as well. But what happened was we talked about Ashante the Adonis comes out in the middle of their match to give somebody in the crowd a rose. And Carmen caught this and came down like, yo, why are you out here? Why are you giving out roses? Go to the back. Now, Brinley Reese was in need of a tag, and she was crawling over to the corner, and Carmen Petrovich wasn't there. And
Rosemary planted her into the ring,
Rosemary capitalized and got them the win. Chuck, you said you wanted to talk about this. What? Tell me what you want to talk about.
I know Abe hates this, but I'm really digging Wendy Chu Rosemary, especially because when they announced them, they was like, It was like Rosemary looks like something that the sleepy psycho dreamed up, like one of her nightmares come real. And
Yeah.
I don't know why I love that when they played off each other. Even at the end when she was sitting there with a little smile and Rosemary was just rubbing her head like she was rubbing her back to sleep. I just was like, oh, this is genius. And I know Abe hates it, so I want to talk about it.
You know, I'm gonna flip the script on you. I
Okay.
actually heard that exact comment, and the seed was planted in my head, and I was like, you know what? I may not like Wendy Chu, but the two of them together, I can deal with this, man. As beautiful as Wendy Chu is in real life, and I do not understand why she just is not a regular human being. I like this combination, so I am agreeing with you. And a side note, Ashanti just seems like what we all want to be in life. We want to be that guy backstage at NXT with the ability to hit on all these beautiful women. So I am in no way, shape, or form ever gonna hate on Ashante Donis because he is living the goddamn dream right now.
He's
Man,
reaping
what
the
Getting turned down
benefits of
about them all, but hey, he's there. I feel you.
right. But he
he
needs
said
to
he's
watch out.
yeah.
I like to call them thin white women half gallons of milk because you know how the half gallon is not like thick like the
God
full
dog.
half. You gotta watch out for these little half gallons because they can get you in some shit. You see what almost happened to Jay Uso with Rhea? Them half gallons get you in some trouble. Go get you a full gallon, get you a Nikita Lion, something like that, and you'll be all right. But these half gallons is dangerous, man. I'm telling you.
So Ashanti's back there reaping the benefits of Shawn Michaels in his
Yeah,
cooking. So
I
living the
like that
dream.
chocolate and strawberry milk
that's
that
quick.
Ada.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
It does
But
a body good.
he said that's a body good.
It
No,
does.
I like the fact that Wendy Chu does they've been using her a lot in TNA as well. So
Mhm.
I think that's why they've been able to kind of get this chemistry together, and I think it's working out pretty well. I don't know
Yeah.
what I don't know how long this contract that they have with TNA is. How like I know AEW was probably about a year that they did work with them. So I'm excited to kind of see what else that they do with this pairing, and a couple of other pairings or matches and things that they've been doing with TNA.
Hopefully it keeps going well because so far both sides have been enjoying it. So I hope they extend it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So then this leads us after that A-Town Down Under match led us to the finale where they finished the press conference where it was Julia and Roxanne Perez in the ring taking a couple questions from people that we couldn't see where they were coming from, but they were quote unquote press personnel, and they were asking questions where a few times Julia was answering in English and someone was in Japanese, and they had Funaki being their translator. At one point, the first answer, I thought they was gonna tell him. I thought he was gonna say indeed, like he's gonna write down everything she said, and then be like indeed, but
You want them to say that so bad,
that,
don't you?
for me, just for me, I would I would have laughed at that. I think they should stick, but when it comes to Julia, I think they should stick to one. I think she's better coming off just speaking Japanese and have them just translated. I think it comes off better. And then she doesn't have to stop and
Yeah,
think.
me, CW.
She doesn't have to stop and think so much until her English gets better because it kind of slowed it down. But I did like the fact that Roxanne Perez says to her that the reason why Julia came to WWE was to fight Roxanne Perez, and this is a dream match, but for Julia. And then the middle of the last answer that Julia was given, we heard someone interrupt her, and it was Stephanie Vacure on the what looked like she was in Chile. That's what it looked like. It said that where she was. Um, she interrupted her mid sentence and said that both of them are going to have to see her or whoever wins between their match. And if you don't know, Stephanie Vacure was the one that beat Julia earlier in March in New Japan to take her New Japan Strong Women title. So there is some history there. And Abe said it earlier before. He thinks that this just that right there is probably showing that Julia is not going to win this match. So, Abe, I'll let you take it.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I got some shit to get off my chest with this bullshit.
Hey,
When
you want to borrow mine? You want to borrow? You got yours? You can borrow
no, I'm
mine?
loaded. I'm
All right, for
loaded.
sure. Let me put mine up. Go ahead.
Let's get this off. Let me get this off my chest. I've been waiting to talk about this bullshit. Julia, when she came in, first night, menacing walk, smoke, everything, just a whole appearance. I was like, oh my God, this is a 10. She looks like a savage. Last week, they let her talk. I know it's a language barrier, but it came off a little goofy. This week, the stock went down to 0 for me. For one, you got Funaki out there. You should have had, you're bringing down people from WWE. Nakamura wasn't available. Some tough type of, I would take Tozawa over her. Over him.
Nakamura definitely would have been mean. I think that's a perfect pairing.
He discredited her English. She should not have been speaking up there, man. It's just like I said with Fraxium. They great wrestlers. You don't always need to have a mic to be a great wrestler. You are ruining her, trying to Americanize her. Let her be mysterious. Let her just come in and do her thing. She has no shot whatsoever of beating Roxanne. Roxanne is a goddamn top tier, high level, godlike professional wrestler. She is making Julia, who's supposed to be this, look like an absolute peon because, like I said, he's trying to Americanize her. But one glimpse of hope that I do have is I've seen Stephanie talk. Her English is damn good. Her wrestling is damn good. Fuck Julia. Put her back on the shelf. Let her go train and work herself up some more. But Stephanie might be that one to take it off Roxanne. Sorry, I had to get that out. I'm not a Julia hater, but her stock is plummeting. She got to get in the ring and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, so before I get to Chuck, this is one thing I did want to say. This is what they should have done. If you're going to have somebody translate, have somebody translate. Right. Ask the question, have her lean over in his ear to give the answer, because we've seen it in MMA where guys can't really speak English or something like that. You just have the person talk to them in Japanese, and then they say what they have to say back to them. And then the person said the back or something like that. Just kind of keep it more mysterious, because I think they, like I was saying, is that her having to stop and kind of think and made it fumble a little bit. And it did bring it down. So Chuck, what are your thoughts on this?
Asuka Shinsuke Nakamura didn't say shit when they got here.
Thank you.
Shinsuke just came out there, just danced to his theme song.
Won a goddamn Royal Rumble off of that too.
Right? Asuka danced to her music as she came down. Didn't say anything.
Was nobody is ready for Asuka. That's the only.
That's all she needed to say.
That's it.
That was her catchphrase. You didn't need for her to say nothing else. Oh man, I was high on Julia the first time, and then I just kept hearing I was like, Roxanne ain't even fought since Jada, but I was like, me and Abe sit there talk every weekend. But I was like, dog, Roxanne is her promo, until you can find some, me, promo is king. Until you find somebody that can out talk her, I'm kind of just gonna keep going with her as the champ.
And you know what's crazy? We just talked about how great the women's division is, and it is. It's star-studded, the best in the business. But what I'm about to say speaks on the volume of where Roxanne is. There is no woman who can legitimately take that title off of her on the mic, in the ring. Nobody currently on that roster. So these two chicks have to come in to give us some type of realistic hope, make it seem believable that this title can come off of Roxanne. And as of now, I still don't see it. This is no knock to the NXT roster. This is a praise to the godlike professional wrestler that Roxanne Perez is.
Yeah, even when she fought Jada, we all knew that. We all said it. We was like, Jada isn't ready for it unless Roxanne. No, we said unless Roxanne is just dropping it to go to the main roster.
Yeah.
Unless she's just dropping it to move on, there's nobody really, like how Abe said, there's nobody contingent wise legitimate enough to just beat her. Like it's going to have to be a gimmick
Miles
loss,
away.
or Roxanne's just like, I'm done here, and give it to them, and we'll just walk off, or just like release.
Like you said, just like Oscar, like you said a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
She might have to just hand in that belt. Like, look, y'all
So
bitches
Yeah, I'm
ain't
done.
changing.
so two things.
But
I think, like I said, I was excited for this match with Julia, and all they did was make me shift my excitement from the match between her and Julia to the match between her and Stephanie Vicure. That's all they did, and that
That's all
was a
they did.
bad move.
Bad move.
I think that was a bad move. I think if you were going to
I
have her
think what they
show
were
up,
really trying to do was
have
I
her
think they was
show
really
up.
trying to have Stephanie show up to be like, okay, well once Julia's done with Roxanne, she has Stephanie. But no, for us, we like, no, that's the other way around. Now we're like, all right, she's gonna go through Julia. Now she's gonna have some I don't know.
And I'm
It's my
I'm gonna
bad,
let
Ron. I'm
y'all
sorry
in
to cut you
on
off.
some insight. As you all know, I do the AEW post show. I'm an AEW diehard, and we just had before she came to NXT. There was Mercedes Moné versus Stephanie at Forbidden Door. There was months and months
Bro.
build up, and I'm telling you, Stephanie can talk. Stephanie can
Yeah.
wrestle. She's
Yeah.
the one, not Julia. She
Yeah.
is the one, man.
So yeah, that's why I said if you were gonna have Stephanie show up, have her show up like Julia did at the end of the match. Therefore, you don't undercut Julia and her push or the hype or anything. Second, the only other person I can see that's currently on the NXT roster is recovering from injury. I don't know how far along she is, but it's Cora
Cora?
Jade.
Yeah, Cora.
Cora
Okay.
Jade is the
Yeah.
only person that can take this title legitimately from
Yep.
Roxanne Perez that's still on the roster right now.
I agree with you on
And
that.
Yeah, but she hurt.
I don't know if they're holding out until I don't know how close she is to coming back. I don't know if they're holding out and they're just doing these dream matches for Roxanne before Corey Jade comes back. But if that's the case, I'm calling it then. If she beats Stephanie and she beats both Julia and Stephanie, Corey Jade is going to be the one.
Yep, I agree with you, brother. But
So-
currently, there is nobody on that roster on her
Nope.
level.
So on the scale of 1 to 10, Chuck, what are you giving NXT tonight?
7.
Let's see.
8.
I'm trying to run everything down in my head real quick. I do not want to prejudge. I'm gonna go 7.9. It was a C plus. It could have been a B, but I mean, come on, man. Your main event segment was a letdown. Not because we didn't get a star, which we did. Stephanie arrived. I just didn't like Julia being diminished like she was.
Yeah, and I agree. I would have gave it higher. Because they were leading up to them being in the 8s for me until that moment. And even though I got excited about Stephanie Vicure, and I was just like, oh crap, they just did that to Julia like that. That was kind of because even they made Julia look intimidated too. So I'm just like,
Yeah. The crowd was chanting USA. A guy in
Yeah.
the back screamed, "This is America." Did y'all hear that? Like, what the
yeah,
hell?
I heard that.
Come on, man. Don't put
So
her in
yeah,
those situations.
because they diminished it. I'm giving it a 7.5.
Yep.
So that was a bad move. I don't know
Bad
what
move.
else to say. Y'all got to do better with that. At least if it was it. When did they fight? Is it next week at the CW?
It's supposed to
Right.
be next week.
Yep.
CW.
It needs
You know what?
to
I'm not
be
gonna lie,
an
fam.
all-out banger. It needs to be an all-out banger, nail biter, and she needs to pull through at the end, but barely, in order for Julia's stock to be raised again. So hopefully that's
You
what
know
happens.
what? You know, I hate to say this, but they always say you show your true colors when you put your 2-week notice in. And the last 2 weeks of NXT, I usually give them like 9s and 10s. It's been like 6s and 7s lately. Like I feel like they was like, all right, well, we just gonna wait till we go to the CW. But then again,
Yeah, they
I'm hoping
were looking
I
ahead.
hope like SmackDown has been great since it switched over. So I'm hoping they're loading their gun for the CW, because as of right now,
And that's what I'm
Jesus,
believing.
man.
I'm believing that they are loading their guns for CW. That's what I know.
I hope
That's
so.
a fact.
I
So
hope
I ain't
so.
mad at them. They
Oh.
still hot.
Yep. So tomorrow we got Abe with NXT. I'm not NXT. AEW Dynamite.
And
And
just a little small peek. I am building an AEW post-show cast. Since none of these guys want to watch it, I have assembled a team, and tomorrow might be the debut, or we may wait till next week. But I have two guys who will be joining me weekly on AEW coming soon.
Are you forming Voltron without us?
I am putting something together. It is building. And everybody who has been reaching out to me, just know we are also looking for a TNA correspondent. So if there's anybody out there who knows their TNA stuff, want to be a part of the Holy Shhh Podcast, feel free. We are always taking applications.
All right. Until next time, y'all. It's your boy.
We are the Holy Shhh Podcast. My bad. Go ahead.
I was going to say, it's your boy, Ron T. the Icon.
It's your boy, AB from DET.
My name is Chuck Jordan.
And we are the Holy Shhh Podcast. Peace.
Media.